A very good evening and welcome to this Thursday evening's edition of Yes 101 Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Thiruni Karunaratna.
And I'm Ditmini De Silva. Let's start off with a look at the headlines.
Newsfirst headline.
In local news, SLPP ready for any election. New national organizer Namal says. China ready to develop Hambantota Port and Colombo Airport, says Prime Minister. 4 Chinese research ships in Indian Ocean. India responds with 1 ship, 11 subs. Gnanasara Thero sentenced to prison. Kehli and co remanded in medicine procurement scandal. In news overseas, Kiev targets Russia's navy as Moscow's forces inch ahead in eastern Ukraine. And in tennis, Victoria Azarenka sets up Miami Open semi-final with Elena Rybakina.
On to those stories in detail now. Newly appointed national organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Namal Rajapaksa, paid floral tributes to D.A. Rajapaksa's statue when visiting Beliatta today after assuming his new position. There was a congratulatory march organized by the party supporters as well. When inquired who the SLPP's presidential candidate would be, Namal Rajapaksa said that the name would be revealed when it is time for the presidential election. He emphasized that the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna is ready to face any election, be it a presidential election or a general election. He added that the party will prepare for whichever election that would be held first.
Now moving on to more local news, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, who is on an official visit to China, has said that China is ready to develop the Hambantota Port and Colombo Airport. Chinese media reported this following Sri Lankan Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena's meeting with the Chinese Prime Minister. After Sri Lanka defaulted on loan payments, the expansion of the Colombo Airport, which was being carried out with Japanese funds, was suspended. The Chinese media report also recalled that Hambantota Port was given to a Chinese government-owned company in 2017 for $1.12 billion on a 99-year lease basis. According to the Chinese media report, India and America are worried about the opportunity to increase Chinese dominance in the Indian Ocean due to China's possession of Hambantota. It adds that Sri Lanka has emphasized that its ports will not be used for any military purposes, but India has protested at the arrival of Chinese research ships in Hambantota. Chinese media say that India is reacting to this, fearing that those ships can be used for spying.
Meanwhile, India has issued a NOTAM or a notice to airmen with a long no-fly zone from the 3rd to the 4th of April. A notification by India for a no-fly zone over the Bay of Bengal region indicates a likely missile test. According to Indian media reports, the expected date of the missile test is between the 3rd and the 4th of April. Open source maritime tracking data have revealed that there are not 1 but at least 4 Chinese research ships meandering in the Indian Ocean. Now, in the latest development, India media said that India positioned the research ship RV Samudra Ratnakar near the Chinese ships. For more comprehensive report on this story, do tune into Primetime News on TV1 at 9 p.m.
Moving on to other local news, Venerable Galagoda Gnanasara Thero received a 4-year prison sentence today. Additionally, he was fined 100,000 rupees. Now, he was found guilty on 2 indictments filed by the Attorney General in relation to complaints filed with the Criminal Investigations Department by former Governor Azad Sali and former parliamentarian Mujibur Rahman. The High Court judge assigned 2 years for each indictment against the Thero. Furthermore, a separate fine of 50,000 rupees was imposed for each offence. In a poignant reminder, the judge emphasised that a Thero must conduct himself in a manner that preserves national religious harmony.
Still in local news, 9 suspects, among them being Kehli Ramukwalla, the former Minister of Health, have been remanded until the 8th of April in relation to the medicine procurement scandal. The case was taken up this afternoon at the Galagoda Magistrates Court. Former Health Minister Kehli Ramukwalla arrived at the court today in a prison van, while the remaining suspects were transported in a prison bus. The Galagoda Magistrates Court is hearing a case involving the illicit acquisition of counterfeit drugs from an unregistered company.
International news.
Now moving on to international news, Ukraine launched a devastating missile strike against Russian military targets in the Crimean port of Sevastopol late on Saturday, further debilitating Russia's Black Sea Fleet. The combination of a reported 40 Storm Shadow missiles, decoy missiles, and drones damaged a communications center, the Yamal and the Azov, 2 Reposha-class landing ships, and other infrastructure, possibly including an oil depot.
Sports news.
On to sports news now. Victoria Azarenka continued her bid for a 4th Miami Open title with victory over Yulia Putintseva to set up a semi-final encounter with Elena Rybakina. The Belarusian 27th seed, who won her last title at the event in 2016, needed almost 3 hours to claim a 7-6, 7-4, 1-6, 6-3 win against Putintseva. 4th seed Rybakina beat Greek 8th seed Maria Sakkari 7-5, 6-7, 4-7, 6-4.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Ditmini De Silva.
And I'm Peruni Karunaratna. Thank you for watching.